It's March Madness here in Lake Charles, Louisiana, the Battle of the Border. Lamar and McNeese State. They're only 45 minutes apart. The battle right here next. Welcome to Burton Coliseum in Lake Charles, Louisiana. It is Cajun country. As I mentioned, both of these schools about 45 minutes apart. Tick Price knows McNeese well. He used to coach here. Now he is the head coach at Lamar, and Dave Simmons is the head coach at McNeese State. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Power here courtside. A marquee matchup here. These two teams, quite simply, don't like each other. In fact, Lamar won the game on the football field. They also beat McNeese earlier this year in basketball. In fact, it was just a couple of weeks ago. This is one of the best rivalries in the country. Here's McNeese State's head coach to tell you more about it.
Well, the biggest thing about it, you're 45 minutes down the road. It's a natural rivalry. We play every year and in every sport, and it's just a natural fit for McNeese. They're across the border. They're Texas. We're Louisiana. So you got a lot of cliches to this type of game. Plus, Coach Price had coached here one time, and he still has friends here in Lake Charles. So it's a good fit for us. But we want to win this basketball game. We want to win it just to make our fans proud. Obviously, it helps us in the conference as far as record-wise. But obviously, it's a great venue. It's a great game to marquee for this Southwest Louisiana.
Now, earlier this year in Beaumont, Lamar beat McNeese 58-53 in a game that the Cowboys actually led by 9, but the Cardinals battled back to win it at home in front of one of the largest crowds of the season over at Montaigne Center. The Cardinals' victory snapped a 3-game losing streak to McNeese, and with that win, Lamar is eyeing some more activity here in Southland Conference play. It's Lamar and McNeese. Let's now check in with Brett Dolan and Neil Raphael with the play-by-play. Guys?
All right, thank you, Jeff. It's so much fun when these two teams get together. You think about Lamar, they won 4 games all of last year. They can clinch a winning season with a win tonight. And, Neil, one of the reasons why has to be the play of Anthony Holiday.
Yeah, Anthony Holiday, the 6'1" guard from Los Angeles, the leading scorer on the team with 14 points. But more importantly, he runs an efficient Lamar Cardinal offense, does a great job of getting his teammates involved.
Gets to the free throw line a lot as well. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, McNeese State, they might have the conference player of the year in Desharick Guidry.
Yeah, Guidry averaging a double-double on the season, 19 double-doubles this year, the leading rebounder in the Southland Conference, and number 6 nationally.
Should be a lot of fun. It is the 97th all-time meeting between the Lamar Cardinals and the McNeese State Cowboys. Our starting lineup and the tip come your way right after this. Back at the Burton Coliseum here in Lake Charles, just about ready for basketball time for the Cowboys to have their starting lineups announced. The Laser Show inside this building. It'll be very busy in the next couple of weeks. But here's our starting lineups presented by Universal Coin and Bullion. For Lamar, coming in at 15-13, 9-7. One player worth watching today, Tyron Lotabodier. He's averaging 13.6 a contest. Marcus Owens, Anthony Holiday, Donovan Ross, and Quan Jones round out the starting 5 for head coach Tick Price, the former head coach here at McNeese. And for the Cowboys, they lost the earlier meeting in Lamar, 58-53. Jemiah Bird and Keelan Garrett, along with Kevin Hardy, an outstanding senior guard. Then Desharick Guidry and Matthew Moss, the starting 5 for McNeese State. Earlier this year, again, back on February 21st, in fact, Lamar won the first game between these two teams, 58-53. But, Neil, it was a game in which the Cowboys led by 9 in the second half. They were disappointed to lose that game, and Coach Simmons, even before this contest, told us just how important this game is for his team.
Yeah, it really is. The big rivalry, 45 miles apart, these two cities. And it's just a huge game. Building on the conference tournament coming up in Katy. Just a big rivalry here.
for McNeese. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Coach Simmons feels like maybe they're playing their best basketball of the season. And the Lamar Cardinals, despite their successes this year, they know they will not be able to go to Katy and play in the Southland Conference Tournament. So they have 2 games to try and cap off what has been a very good season for them.
Yeah, they do. It's something to build on for next year, something to talk to the recruits about, and something to go along with the preseason coming up and building toward next fall.
There's Tick Price, 10 seasons as a college head coach. He had to finish up for Pat Knight last year, went 1-4, finishing out the campaign, but his team 15-13. He was the coach here at McNeese when they last went to the NCAA tournament back in 2002. So he is used to this rivalry, so is Dave Simmons. He spoke at length before the game, and I loved his comment with Jeff Power. He said, this is Texas, Louisiana. This is Beaumont, Lake Charles. This is the Cowboys and the Cardinals. What a great selling point for this game.
That doesn't get any better than that.
Our officials tonight, Roderick Dixon, Mitchell Irvin, and Jason Simonak. We're about ready for basketball from the Burton Coliseum. Southland Conference basketball underway, and the Cardinals in their traveling red uniforms control the basketball first. And the ball in the hands of Anthony Holiday, the man who averages 14 points a game. Entry pass deflected and taken away. There's a steal by Kevin Hardy, a man who's had more than 230 in his career. Cowboys come in averaging 69 points a game. Again, winners 3 in their last 4 contests.
Cardinals in man-to-man defense.
And the ball back in the hands of the senior guard, Kevin Hardy, a Lake Charles native. Jemiah Burr just continues into the lane, and there's a nice give and an easy basket for Matthew Moss to start our scoring.
Great penetration in the paint, found the big for the easy lay-in.
This Lamar team, they've won 4 of their last 5 games, but Neil, one area where it has been a struggle, winning away from Beaumont, just 2 wins on the road.
Yeah, they've really struggled on the road. This would be a big one today if they could get this one and build for next season.
Short jumper from Anthony Holiday will drop. The young man averaging 14 a game, the senior with his first 2.
Both teams very patient, very methodical on offense.
We talked about this series. Lamar leads the all-time matchup with McNeese 51-45. So there's not been much separation. It has been a long time since Lamar has won in this building. There's a long 3 from Desharik Guidry. We know about his rebounding numbers, Neil, but he can step out and hit the long one.
Yeah, averaging a double-double on the season.
34 3-pointers on the season. Meanwhile, Donovan Ross attacks the rim. He drew the foul, and he'll head to the stripe.
Yeah, Guidry only at 6'5", can step out and shoot the 3, can go in and bang with the bigs as well.
Donovan Ross to the stripe. He's an 81% free throw shooter, about 9 points a game. Senior from Mississippi. He'll get 1 of 2, and the rebound into the hands of Guidry, and we can expect to see him do that with regularity tonight.
No doubt about it.
Jemiah Burr controls, a Ruston, Louisiana native, outside right for the Cowboys. Off that screen from Keelan Garrett. Guidry has to go. Got the step, tried to flip to Moss, and that pass was intercepted briefly. Marcus Owens stepping on the baseline. It'll remain McNeese ball, but the shot clock stays at 10 seconds.
Great anticipation. We'll see Owens stepping in there with the left hand.
Guidry, the lob, and no catch and flush from Kevin Hardy. Here's a man that had 8 dunks in 1 game this year, Neil. He was going for an emphatic throwdown, but the pass a little bit too tall.
Yeah, a little bit too tall, a little bit behind him. And that's a way to get the crowd involved early.
Holiday thought about the 3. Quan Jones picked up that dribble. And Holiday comes back to get it. Shot clock at 15 for the Cardinals. Holiday left alone and drains the triple. He's hit 21 of those this season.
Yeah, very patient is Holiday running the offense. Patient enough to get the ball back and take the easy jumper.
And a throwaway by the Cowboys gives the basketball back to Lamar. Thought that pass was intended for you for a split second. Here.
Thought I was going to have to dive to the right to catch that one.
Lamar, though, they've not defeated the Cowboys in Lake Charles since that 1997-98 season. So a chance to do that today, to clinch a winning season, to sweep the season series as Quan Jones knocks in the jump shot.
Nice job of Lamar rotating the basketball, finding the creases in the defense, pulling up for the short jumpers.
On the push, and Burr had his shot swatted away. So the Cardinals a chance to run for one of the few times tonight. There's Quan Jones in rhythm, long on the three. Lotte Boudier with the rebound. He will challenge Moss, drew the contact, no foul, but he gets the basket off the glass. And the Kingston, Jamaica native with his first two.
Yeah, just great body control that time. Had the wherewithal to get to the rim off one single dribble.
So Lamar's doubled up the Cowboys. How about that one? It almost kissed the top of the backboard. Jemiah Bird with the soft bank. Thought that was in danger of hitting the shot clock, but he knew what he was doing.
And McNeese doing a good job of getting back in transition defense, forcing Lamar to play 5-on-5.
Holiday's had a couple of long jump shots. He will rein in another one. That's 8 early points for Holiday. I think they picked the right guy to feature in the open.
No question.
Kevin Hardy.
There's Kevin Hardy, the senior guard, the Lake Charles native with his first basket. And there's a throwaway, and the ball belongs to McNeese. Our first media timeout. We'll step aside. The Cardinals coming on the road from Beaumont. A good beginning. They lead the Cowboys 13-9. Take a look at our Southland Conference standings, presented by Universal Coin and Bullion. There you see Stephen F. Austin atop the league, but Sam Houston State upset over the weekend, Neil.
Yeah, the game we did down in Corpus Christi, the barn burner down there, and Sam Houston came up a little short to A&M Corpus Christi.
As the countdown to Katy is on the site of the men's and women's postseason tournament. Meanwhile, we've got a good game going on here. 13-9 Cardinals, and both teams shooting the lights out of the basketball.
Yeah, they are. Lamar 5 of 6, 83%. McNeese 4 of 5 for 80%, and Lamar 2 of 3 from beyond the arc.
Jemiah Burr controls for McNeese. They got the turnover before the media timeout. Burr just trying to probe and find an opening. There's Keelan Garrett, a streaky three-point shooter. Instead, he will feed Austin Lewis for the throwdown and one. And the Westfield High School product out of the Houston area with an emphatic throwdown and a chance for a three-point play.
Wow, the 6'8" post, Austin Lewis caught that one, stepped to the rim with an exclamation point.
Good feed, and Lewis knocks down the free toss. Talking about two teams that average right around 70 points a game, but our pace and our scoring far beyond that here in the first 5+ minutes.
Both teams are very efficient offensively, getting their shots to drop early.
Holiday's been feeling it, that one a little bit off the mark. There's a rebound and a putback by Donovan Ross.
Great anticipation by Ross and got the easy chip in to fall.
There's Guidry again. He buries another one. So we've talked about his rebounding and his scoring numbers. He's hit a couple of triples.
Yeah, nice to have a young man at 6'5" be able to step off beyond the arc and nail that one.
Talking about a player averaging 17.4 points a game, 4th best in the conference. 6 early points tonight. The Cowboys have needed them all, tied at 15. Here from the Burton Coliseum in Lake Charles. shot clock becomes a factor. Holiday's going to go, puts it to the rim, and Guidry another rebound. Cowboys haven't had many chances to run. They'll do so here, but Hardy couldn't catch, and now it's the Cardinals' turn to go. Holiday to the basket, flips it up over his shoulder. Couldn't get it to go, but there's Ross again. He's been active.
He has the second opportunity in a row for Ross on the offensive glass. There haven't been a whole lot of turnovers early, and that leads to the efficiency offensively and quality looks at the basket.
It's a deflection. It'll stay Cowboys ball.
Both teams are being very patient. They're running their high pick and roll offenses. If it's not there, they're backing it out. They're looking for a quality shot.
Sean Johnson checks in for the Cowboys, replacing Keelan Garrett. Well, the talk around college basketball this entire year has been pace of play. You need more scoring. You need more activity. Well, we can't complain so far here.
No.
Well, Kevin Hardy has been someone that's been a lot of fun to watch for the Cowboys. His steals, his assists. He's not a point guard, but he's a focal point of the offense. And there's a swat away from Donovan Ross, but the Cardinals able to save by Holiday. And Quan Jones able to maintain possession. Owens with a head of steam. How about the block? Austin Lewis got one, and he will call a timeout. Austin Lewis, 116 career blocks, and he got up to deny that toss.
Yeah, just a heads-up play by that young man, and then having the wherewithal to call the timeout.
Well, he had a game earlier this year, Neil, where he had 11 blocks. I want to see this again. Let's watch the leaping ability of Austin Lewis.
My goodness. And no lower body contact either. It was all ball, had his hand on top.
Looked like a volleyball spike, but stuffed that one.
And speaking of Hardy, he does a great job. A little overlooked sometimes because of the stats of Guidry.
Think about these seniors. It's going to be tough to replace Guidry and Hardy for what these guys have meant to this Cowboys program over these last several seasons.
And the stalwarts for this program.
Looked at the standings earlier. You saw the Cowboys right now tied for 9th. They know they'll be in Katy. Meanwhile, Lamar does not have that opportunity, but Coach Simmons made a point of saying, hey, these games are important not only for seeding, but for momentum going into that tournament.
1-2-2, three-quarter court press instituted by Lamar.
Different look coming out of the timeouts. There's Guidry. He's hit 2 3-pointers. Updating. He's hit 3 threes in our first half.
Unbelievable. Great ball movement, great efficiency with the McNeese State offense.
He did not shoot well last year, but you're talking about a guy coming forth with maybe the best season in the Southland Conference. That's a long 3 from Jones, contested by Guidry. And there's the guard, Kevin Hardy, with a rebound.
And Guidry will be a strong candidate for Player of the Year in the Southland.
Cowboys with a 1-point lead in the basketball. Hardy got to the rim, but he couldn't get the ball up over the iron. Anthony Holiday, the LA native, Los Angeles, controls for the Cardinals. Latabodiere up there for the high screen. Holiday continues in. There was Lewis to deny again. Latabodiere with the rebound and an easy putback.
Reminds me a lot of Dikembe Mutombo. Has the ability to step out and block the shot without establishing the lower body contact.
Not to commit that foul. Back and forth we go. Cardinals with a 1-point lead. And the pass was intercepted. Sears got tangled up with Hardy. And Hardy picks up the personal. Hey, a great pace here in our first 9 minutes from Lake Charles. We'll step aside. The Cardinals lead the Cowboys by a point.
On the court.
Thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
The countdown to Katy, March 11th through 15th at the Merrill Center. Go to Ticketmaster.com or Southland School ticket offices.
Technology is advancing at a staggering pace. Robots and computers are doing lots of work we used to do, and that's a good thing. It's how economies grow and standards of living rise. So I'm not worried. With the education I've gotten at McNeese, I'll be on the human side of innovation, programming those computers and robots, or maybe even inventing the next big revolutionary thing. For more information, call 475-5504 or visit mcneese.edu.
Back in Lake Charles, it's the Cardinals coming on the road. They lead the Cowboys by a point. I think we've established how important this game is for both of these two schools, but I have to believe for that man in the middle, Tick Price, this game takes on greater significance considering his history here with the Cowboys.
Yeah, had a lot of success here in Lake Charles and trying to establish a program in Beaumont at Lamar, and so far he's doing a great job. As you mentioned, he took over late last season and he's done a very nice job. The victories have come a little bit slower probably than he would have liked, but it looks like a bright future for the Lamar Cardinals.
Dontavius Sears to the free throw line after the timeout. I might have to pick nits with that. You come off a 4-win season. I think the wins have probably come maybe a little bit faster than they would have hoped, but I'm with you. All those coaches, they don't want to wait. They want to get those wins established. Sears makes a pair. Of course, Tick Price replacing Pat Knight. Meanwhile, Dave Simmons, he's been here 9 seasons. There's Kevin Hardy. Remember, that's a dunk machine, and Kevin Hardy, and there's his first of the night.
My goodness. Split the back of the defense, took that one over the rim, and just slammed it down.
He's 6'2". He elevates like a player who's 6'7" or 6'8", Neil.
Gosh. Wow. What a way to electrify a crowd.
I'd love to go back and see the highlights of a game where he had 8 dunks. There aren't many guards who get that many in a season, and how do they answer if he's in double figures?
Gosh, with Hardy, you're going to have to establish a statistic as dunks, as well as the turnovers, steals, and points and rebounds. My goodness.
You're also talking about a kid who's an engineering grad. He's going to graduate in a couple of months, a 3.4 student, Southland Conference academic player of the year, and he'll go to the free throw line. What a tremendous accomplishment has been off the floor for him too.
Yeah, what a leader off the court for the rest of his teammates. The fact he's able to do it academically, and then you know what he can do on the floor.
62% free throw shooter is Kevin Hardy. Could not get the friendly roll. You go back to the Cowboys' last game. They won in overtime against Nichols, and they had 5 players score in double figures. But Neil, Hardy fouled out. Guidry fouled out. And the Cowboys were able to find a way. So it may not have been their prettiest win of the year, but it certainly showed a lot about their bench and what they've been able to do.
Have a complete team. And having Hardy, a local product where your family can watch you here, is even better.
He will miss them both, so he can't add to his 4 points. And the Cardinals maintain their lead.
4 points, 2 dunks.
Probably like a couple of free throws. Wasn't able to get it. And that ball just off the hands of Kevin Booz. He lost it out of bounds. Turnover to McNeese.
Yeah, Hardy just did a nice job of sliding side to side, putting pressure on defensively and forced that turnover.
Shari Guidry's hit from long range. He's even pushing his issue a little bit, his luck.
That one was from downtown Lake Charles.
He was feeling it, not that time. Booz on the push. Leads to a long 3 for the Cardinals. And the rebound called in by Guidry. Remember, he averages 11 of those a game. There's Poche. He was a big part of what they did against Nichols. And the three from Keelan Garrett reined in. His 53rd this season.
Great rotation, got his legs underneath him. Great elevation.
Another three ball, this time Marcus Owens. That one hit the top of the backboard. And Sears able to collect. And it leads to a throwdown from Donovan Ross.
Yeah, great heads up play that time by Booz of finding Ross. Ross stepping to the basket for two.
What a fun first half. Cardinals lead by 2. Cowboys with the basketball.
And speaking of three, we'll talk about Booz here in a minute.
Now Guidry, we've seen him shoot the threes. Right now he's trying to post up. Let's see if he can defeat this triple team. And the ball's out of bounds. It'll stay Cowboys ball, 12 to shoot.
Booz had 35 points against ACU, 9 of 13 from beyond the arc. Second highest output of the season this year in the NCAA. And coming off the bench.
That's efficiency. Cowboys have to be efficient here. Not a lot of time to shoot. The entry pass for Guidry knocked away. You know, we've seen 2 concerted efforts in this possession that we haven't seen all night, trying to get Guidry the ball on the low blocks. As Moss checks in for Austin Lewis.
Yeah, Lamar doing a nice job of tightening up the block and forcing the perimeter shots. We'll see if he can impose his will on the defense.
This entry pass for Poche let him out of bounds. The way these teams are shooting the basketball, you feel like turnovers are the enemy. It just limits their opportunities to stay hot and score. Donovan Ross, Anthony Holiday have been the 2 big scorers for the Cardinals. Laudabaudiere to the rim. He uses the glass and scores.
Does it with such grace.
He said 3 straight double-doubles, might be on his way to another one. 6 early points for the Jamaica native. Cowboys offense has been pushed beyond that arc for a lot of this first half.
Yeah, Lamar stepped out.
McGinley gets credit for the tip. He is already in double figures in scoring.
Great job on the offensive glass by Guidry.
Boy, not much separation between these 2 teams. Biggest lead has been 6 for Lamar. Triple from the corner for Marcus Owens. Just like that, the lead back to 5.
And neither team really has been in a transition game. Both teams have done a great job of getting back and stopping the basketball.
Timeout on the court.
Fast-paced first half, the under-8 media timeout. The Lamar Cardinals playing good basketball here in the last month. They lead the Cowboys on the road by 5. Cowboys coach Dave Simmons feels like his team is playing its best basketball this season, but Neil, they've run into a red-hot shooting Lamar Cardinals team tonight.
Yeah, they've been very efficient offensively, have done a great job on the boards, and the difference in the contest right now has been the points off turnovers. 5 McNeese State turnovers, 11 points for the Cardinals.
63% shooting certainly does not hurt. Let's see if the Cowboys can retaliate. They've had 11 points from Desharet Guidry, but a tough time getting others involved.
Artie's gotten involved with a couple of slams, but a consistent low post game really hasn't happened so far, and need to get other people involved in the offense.
Floor rebound to Anthony Holiday. That ball barely grazed the iron. That ball's loose, maybe a chance for another steal, and probably a jump and is in the arrow in favor of the Cowboys.
Basketball. Jemiah Burr returns for the Cowboys.
Jemiah Burr back in for McNeese. A lot of home games this year for the Cowboys. In fact, 16. It's unusual for a team in the Southland Conference maybe to play that many at home. But one more game after today against Central Arkansas to gain that momentum. Updating dunk number 2 for Kevin Hardy.
My goodness. Great pinpoint precision passing that time by the Cowboys. Exclamation point again by Hardy.
Anthony Holiday, how about that for a teardrop? That was almost up near the shot clock, and the ball's out of bounds to McNeese. It was like a field goal try going through, watching that one flutter towards the rim. What have you seen out of the Cardinals' defensive efforts here in the first half?
I think they've extended the defense above the arc several feet, and it's forced McNeese State really to have a tough time getting the ball in the paint, whether it's off the bounce or passing the ball inside.
Poche tried to feed Guidry and gave him the fastball. A lot of Baudier, the interception.
A little too hard. But
There's
the
a turnover
distance
right
wasn't
back.
very good there, so you're going to have to lob it up a little more towards the rim.
That one's coming right at you, off the hands of Quan Jones. Good camera work. Poche trying to create. Really got caught with no place to go, but it'll stay Cowboys ball.
Yeah, good help side defense that time by the Cardinals, and Lamar fortunate.
Shot clock does not reset. 18 to go for Mac.
Solid man-to-man defense. As you see, they're above the arc there. They do a nice job of helping. What a tough shot by Hardy.
Indeed, 8 points for Hardy, over 1,000 in his career here in Lake Charles. That shot's really a lost art, though, in college basketball, that long two-pointer.
It is. That mid-range shot you don't see very often.
Lamar, the basketball to 1 point lead. High scoring first half here at the Burton Coliseum. Southland Conference basketball. A lot of Baudier up high off the window, and he drew the contact. Deshari Guidry picked up his first.
A great pass by Holiday. We'll see him weave that pass in there. A nice power move. You notice as soon as he caught the ball, kept it up high, put it off the glass, and drew the foul.
You can see where his size and strength will give him an opportunity to draw some and ones or get to the line. He's been to the free throw line 121 times this year.
Yeah, he's got those big shoulders, very strong inside.
He misses them both. So an empty possession. High off the glass, no go from Burr.
Yeah, unfortunately for Burr, nice hesitation, got in the lane, but came up short on the lay-in.
A lot of Baudier was denied briefly by Moss, but you saw the whistle, heard the whistle.
That was kind of the Cowboys. Matthew Moss, his second personal foul, 14 foul. Timeout.
Free throws for the Cardinals. When we come back, Lamar remains in front, the slimmest of leads, up by 1. Ball here at McNeese. Lamar leads the Cowboys by a point. Neil, both of us have done a lot of college basketball this year. I don't remember a game this deep into play where you look at the stat sheet, both teams have the exact same number of field goals and attempts. They're both 12 of 20.
A lot of that is the low turnover ratio. They're getting quality looks. They're being very patient offensively. And they're getting it done on the offensive end. McNeese with a 4-0 run, and they've stepped it up from beyond the arc. Now 4 of 6 for 66% here in the first half.
Free throws for Lada Baudière after the timeout. See the back of his jersey? Well, that's his first name. I mean, there's not enough room for Lada Baudière. Lattibeaudieure, if I've spelled it correct. No matter what font they use, it doesn't fit. So he's Tyran, and I don't blame him. That's 4 missed free throws in a row for the big guy. Let's see if the Cowboys can take advantage, regain the lead. 3 ties, 3 late changes here tonight. And a good look for Austin Lewis, but he couldn't hit the chippy. And Guidry had his hands on it, but Ross comes out of the pile with the basketball. Quan Jones on the push, didn't have the angle for the bank. And the ball's out of bounds, and who's it off of? The officials look at each other, and the third official will point in the direction of Lamar. It's hard to see that basketball, a lot of hands on it. See if we can get another look. Deshari Guidry like an eclipse, obscuring our vantage point. Nearing the 3-minute mark here in our first half. Holiday wants the high screen. Boy, got the step on Lewis. Good sense, and there's the follow again by Donovan Ross. 9 first half points.
Yeah, great hesitation move by Holiday, and the strong finish at the rim by Ross.
It's just a 58-53 game in Beaumont a couple of weeks ago. Lamar winning. Higher paced game here, and there's a swat away and a block by Ross. Marcus Owens hangs in the air. Kevin Hardy, the 6'2 guard, got the block. And the officials right now, again, are going to have to confer. They're going to change the initial call. They're going to say it belongs to McNeese.
Yeah, Owens kind of slowed down when he had the fast break opportunity. Really should have gone in and taken it to the body of the defender.
Back-to-back blocks. There's the first swat from Ross.
There he is, just a little bit of hesitation. But you've got to take it right at his belly there and get to the line for 2.
Body first, ball second. Isn't that the motto?
Correct.
This has been an active zone defense for Lamar, continuing to push McNeese away from the basket. That ball just slipped out of the hands of Hardy. And Quan Jones got the takeaway.
And after a 4-0 run by McNeese, Lamar comes out with a couple of takeaways.
Sears long on that rebound. Kevin Hardy collects for the Cowboys.
Still trying to establish a low post presence, but really hasn't happened here in the first half.
Yeah, Guidry, when he's got the balls, had to come out oftentimes well beyond the basket to get it. A near interception. Poche is going to push, try to hand it off to Lewis. And there's a late whistle. Lewis drew the contact from Lada Baudière.
And you can start your high post up at the free throw line, get the ball to the wing, and have your high post slide down to that block.
Pretty good catch from the big guy, but he couldn't finish. And then you heard the whistle come in late, and the reaction from the official on the corner of your screen was one of, well, let's say disbelief.
Marcus Owens returns to the ball.
4 points for Austin Lewis. This has been right around a 2 or 3 point game almost the entire first half.
And that's what McNeese needs. They need that third scorer to step up here and balance things out. Guidry and Hardy have been solid, but they need that third person.
Long pass saved by Owens. So inside a minute to play from the Burton Coliseum, Southland Conference basketball on this Monday night from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Anthony Holiday had a big beginning to this game. Again, another rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll be Cowboys ball. Another team rebound. I had a game earlier this year, Neil, where team was the leading rebounder. There were more rebounds for the team than there were any individual.
Wow.
It'll go down as a team rebound, not credited to an individual, but the Cowboys will gladly take it. There's about a half a second differential between game clock and shot clock, so maybe a chance to tie or with a long one, take the lead. Kevin Hardy in no hurry for McNeese.
Kind of set in a 1-2-2 zone here the last few seconds. Got to stop the penetration.
Keelan Garrett, good ball fake. That shot looks true, and it is! Keelan Garrett, and the Cowboys will not get a long shot off from Lamar, and we have reached the half. So a three-point basket from Keelan Garrett. Quite a way to end for McNeese.
Yeah, just a shot in the arm that the Cowboys needed going into the half.
Boy, Jeff Power will be busy at the half with some conversations from Lake Charles. Good first half in the books. It's McNeese leading Lamar 33-32.
Lamar University.
Close to home.
A place of my own.
With all the amenities.
Opportunities.
Engineering.
World-class science.
Professors who know my name.
That's what you get with a doctoral research university.
Hands-on research. Or study abroad.
And it starts right here. Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Great hunt today, Dad.
Thanks, son. For more than 15 years, I've helped clients nationwide make solid decisions about investing in gold so they can enjoy what's most important.
Discover the best options for you and your family by calling 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. 866-UCB-GUIDE, 866-822-4843.
Now is the time to learn about gold, so you have time to enjoy what's most important.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones, Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar. Bistro-style dining.
Private bedrooms.
Close to home. 15 NCAA Division I sports. World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
and doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
The Countdown to Katy, March 11th through 15th at the Merrill Center. Go to Ticketmaster.com or Southland School ticket offices.
Welcome back. McNeese State leading Lamar 33-32 here at halftime in Lake Charles at the Burton Coliseum. We're now joined by Philip Williams, the president of McNeese State University. And you are the sixth president here at McNeese State and doing a fine job, I might add, on top of that.
Thank you very much. And we're celebrating our 75th anniversary. So 6 presidents in 75 years.
That is a good number. The motto, excellence with a personal touch. I like that. Is that your motto?
It is our motto, and we're proud of it. And, you know, it helps us attract those Texans to come to McNeese.
Tell me about, let's talk about this rivalry, first of all, between McNeese State University and Lamar University. Only 45 minutes apart. It's kind of a Texas versus Louisiana thing.
It sure is. There's a great rivalry. We go watch the games at Lamar. Folks at Lamar come here. They're among our best attended games. And I've got to tell you, my very first game as a president at McNeese was when Lamar brought football back, came to McNeese, played us down to the wire, scared us to death, and it's been a great rivalry my whole time here.
That must have been about 2010.
2010.
Tell me about just overall, I mean, the feeling down here along the bayou, the rivalry that is Lamar and McNeese State, but also the food here, the hospitality, that feeling of the Cajun way of thinking.
Oh, let's say the bon ton roulé. You got to have that jambalaya, the spicy food, the etouffee. Yeah, bring it on.
How about the basketball team and the kind of success that they've had here at McNeese State University?
It has been great. We've enjoyed it. And Lamar, I mean, it's like these two teams, when they play, it's like what we're seeing tonight. Halftime, 1-point game. It's a typical Lamar McNeese game.
Dave Simmons, 9th year as the head coach here, has done a fine job. And it's kind of almost funny that Tick Price was also here, and he's over at Lamar. And you got 3 coaches on the floor here tonight that actually coached at McNeese State.
Absolutely, really tight rivalry, and there's a lot of love here, but a lot of brotherly love, if you know what I mean.
And on top of that, you've got yourself a team that can do something in the tournament. Who knows? I mean, I know the 6-10 conference record is really not what you were hoping for, but anything can happen once you get to Katy.
That's really a tribute to the conference.
Right.
Very strong conference, and you're right. When we play, the games we've lost have been close games, so we're in every one of them.
Any other just kind of thoughts about like some of the alumni here? Joe Dumars kind of comes to mind. Wore number 4, had his jersey retired. I mean, some just memorable players, but him especially, of course, went on to play with the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, that's right. Joe's a great guy, and he's going to be honored by Louisiana Public Television, and it's their Hall of Fame coming right up. But, you know, his brother is sitting on the bench over there as a coach here at McNeese. So great history here.
Let's talk about the new $40 million facility that's coming up. That's going to be great for basketball, volleyball.
We're starting the construction this year. $40 million, men's and women's basketball, volleyball. We'll have a health and human performance academic program there. But of course, here at Burton, we like the way they've really renovated Burton for us, the parish has. So we'll be here for the next 2 or 3 years.
So 2 or 3 more years here, but an opportunity to kind of, as you peek into the future, it's always great for recruiting to have a new stadium on the way. The football team has had so much success here at McNeese State. I mean, the game against Nebraska, I was talking to my cousin earlier today, Patrick English, and he was telling me so many people in Lake Charles were on pins and needles watching that game, and it was disappointing that the Cornhuskers came back and won, but you were right there with an elite powerhouse.
It took a Heisman Trophy candidate to knock us off at the end. So yeah, great game.
How about as we now move towards softball and baseball season and the weather starts to warm up here in Cajun country, the excitement building, because I know that through the years, those spring sports have always been so important here to McNeese State University.
And both of our baseball teams and our softball teams are doing great this spring, but hey, more rivalry. We'll be looking from Lamar, and those games are always close too, baseball and softball.
Final thoughts as we go towards the second half. It's a 33-32 game, and I know they beat you just this past time, but y'all beat them 3 in a row prior to this past week, huh?
It's safe to say it's going to go down to the wire. We'll be here, nail biter time.
Absolutely, no question about it. Dr. Phil Williams, do appreciate you being with us.
Thank
the
you,
president here at McNeese State University, the 6th president, I might add. The Cowboys leading it right now, 33-32. It's halftime. We'll be right back with much more in just a moment. And welcome back to Lake Charles, Louisiana. This is the Burton Coliseum. McNeese leading at 33-32 over Lamar, and what a battle it's been down low. In fact, Desherrick Guidry with 11 points and Anthony Holliday with 10 points for Lamar. And these two guys have been kind of going back and forth all night long, and you really do get a feeling for how big this rivalry is. The battle here on the border. All right, let's check in now with Brett Dolan and Neil Raphael, who have more courtside. Guys?
Okay, thank you, Jeff. It has been a fun first half. A lot of points early, and it's rare, though, when you look up and you see two teams both shooting better from the field and three-point land than they are in the free throw line.
Yeah, both teams are over 50% from the field and are right around 40% from the free throw line. So that's going to have to improve here in the second half for one team to kind of pull away from the other.
You see the three-pointers, though, 5 for McNeese, 5 of 7, including 3 early threes from Desherrick Guidry. There was a guy we were talking about, his double-doubles. He showed us some range.
He really did, able to step out and nail it. Great offensive efficiency by both teams of setting up their shooters to get those quality looks.
Cowboys lead the Cardinals by a point. We'll step aside, come back to the Burton Coliseum in Lake Charles right after this.
McNeese State University, one of the best regional universities in the South, is one of just a few universities in the nation to offer the new innovation minor. Students from all disciplines learn an accelerated, systematic approach to concept development and problem solving, and then work in teams to analyze real-world cases and develop solutions. For 75 years, McNeese has been igniting and inspiring innovation, and its graduates are prepared to transform the world.
You know, diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
The Countdown to Katy, March 11th through 15th at the Merrill Center. Go to Ticketmaster.com or Southland School ticket offices.
Technology is advancing at a staggering pace. Robots and computers are doing lots of work we used to do, and that's a good thing. It's how economies grow and standards of living rise. So I'm not worried. With the education I've gotten at McNeese, I'll be on the human side of innovation, programming those computers and robots, or maybe even inventing the next big revolutionary thing. For more information, call 475-5504 or visit mcneese.edu.
Cowboys up by a point over the Cardinals with that last-second three-pointer to end our first half. Fun first half indeed from the Burton Coliseum. We're going to take a look at some of our halftime highlights. We'll start first with the Lamar Cardinals, and they were able to heat it up really in the first 7-8 minutes, Neil.
Yeah, they were. Holiday off to another great start. Able to hit the mid-range jumpers early in this first half.
He, along with Donovan Ross, a throw down there from Ross. He scored 9 points for the Cardinals. And meanwhile, for the Cowboys, well, it's kind of the guys you might expect from a long range. We saw a few from Desharet Guidry.
Kind of the game we expected all along, with 2 contributors from each side. We'll see here in the second half who's going to step up, who's going to be the third player to step up, and who's going to make the difference in this contest.
I love those dunks from Kevin Hardy. He hit a few, but it's the Cowboys up by 1 over Lamar. Back for the second half in a moment. Lamar will get the basketball first to start our second half, trailing by a point. Neil, what do you look for or expect in these first 5 or 6 minutes of our second half?
I'm looking for both teams to try to establish something offensively, to get more penetration into the paint. Both teams have really been kept out of the paint. They've had to settle for the short jumper. So I'm looking for penetration either from the top or from the wing.
Anthony Holiday tried to go baseline and drew the bump and the foul from Matthew Moss.
A lot of times when you're not getting it, you're going to have to skip the ball and then allow the penetration to come from the offside. But you're going to have to get in that paint.
Felt like the Cardinals had the lead most of the first half by 2 or 3 points. Trailing here, the long-range shot won't go. There's a rebound pulled in by Marcus Owens. Holiday, you don't want to leave him that open. He'll bury another one.
And Garrett was just there, had his hands down. Holiday has a quick trigger.
13 points for Holiday, and the Cardinals back in front. There's Kevin Hardy! Can't get the dunk there, and he tried to get a flush. Hard foul at the rim.
And he doesn't need much room, does he? He doesn't need much of a running start to go up there and deal with that rim. Look at him. My goodness.
Neil, I can't think of many players in today's game in college basketball, 6'2", that can get to the rim and above the rim as often as he does over the course of a game.
Just such an explosive offensive performer. And that's one thing. This may come down to who shoots the ball better from the stripe tonight. Both teams struggled in the first half. Both teams around 40%. We'll see what happens here in the second.
It's amazing. You're talking about two teams that shot basically over 60% from the field in the first half, well below 50 from the stripe, but Hardy gets 1 of 2. Owens for a baseline 3. Hardy had his hands on it. And the jump is called. And the ball belongs to McNeese. Oh, a lot of competition for that basketball.
Yeah. Both teams battling hard on that glass.
One of these two guys, you mentioned that third score. You got to believe it's going to come from Burr or possibly Keelan Garrett. Strong entry pass. Hardy posting up, and he'll get the basket.
Able to do several different things. Able to utilize the glass, short jumper, and we know about his ups.
21 times this year. He's now scored in double figures with that previous basket. Jemiah Burr on the push, and there's the offensive foul. Coach Simmons up off the bench. Not pleased with that foul call.
And we'll see also who takes ownership of that offensive glass. The team that steps up and does that will have a decided advantage here in the second half. Again, both teams really having to walk it up. Not a lot of transition basketball going on today.
Half-court sets trying to look for those high percentage shots. A lot more have come from maybe 15 feet or beyond than near the rim. Holiday, as I say, that tries to drive. And the ball's still loose in the paint for the whistle.
Yeah, another second chance opportunity for the Cardinals. We'll see what they do here at the line.
Kevin Hardy picked up his second. I'd say he got his money's worth. So a chance for Donovan Ross to reach double figures. He's right at his season average, and he'll exceed that with the free throw. See Austin Lewis, the shot blocker, checked back in for McNeese. Couple of makes from Donovan Ross, the senior out of Bridgeland, Mississippi.
And then make also allows you to pressure the ball. Holiday stepping up early and trying to put a little excessive pressure on the Cowboys.
Remember, both of these teams playing outstanding basketball as of late. Keelan Garrett didn't realize how open he was. He went with the double clutch. He drew the contact, but no hits. So he'll have 2 from the stripe.
There we go, found the seam there and the line for 2.
Keelan Garrett shoots 65% from the stripe. Another one of these Lake Charles products. Coach Simmons has been able to keep home some good local talent. The Cowboys come in winning 3 of 4. Lamar, meanwhile, they've won 4 of their last 5 games. 1 of 2. Coach Chick Price out barking at a play as Anthony Holiday runs the show for Lamar. Jones got the step and the give. And the putback goes from Lamar.
Again, second chance opportunities for the Cardinals.
A lot of
looks at the basket.
He's a load to handle on those low blocks.
And sometimes that's what it comes down to when you're playing 5-on-5. Whoever can pound it in or whoever can dominate the glass has an decisive advantage.
Talk about teams that like to shoot three-pointers. You're right. Sometimes it's the putbacks, the offensive rebounds that keep possessions alive and lead to points.
All the dirty work.
Looks like a walk there from Jones, not called. So the shot clock now becomes a factor. It's at 7. Laudabaudiere goes glass, and he'll score again. And just like that, he's in double figures with 10.
He is. We talked about a third score. Seems to be it so far here in the second half.
Cardinals trail by a point at the half. They're up by 4 here in the second. Trying to get Desharet Guidry a shot. I don't believe, Neil, he's had a shot in the second half.
He hasn't.
He passed the extra pass. Jemiah Burr can't hit. Kevin Hardy up above the rim, couldn't tip it in. He plays like a forward, not a guard.
My goodness.
Lamar on the push. Owens just camped out in the corner. Will bury the three-pointer. He's hit a couple of triples tonight. And McNeese can't wait for the first media timeout. They'll burn one here. Now down 7.
Great job by the Cardinals on the glass. Really been the difference here. They've hit some big free throws.
Our game tonight is presented by Universal Coin and Bullion. We thank them for bringing this outstanding rivalry game between Lamar and McNeese. Jeff Power touched on it in the open, Neil, but you're talking about a couple of campuses separated by about 40 miles. And Coach Simmons, he knows that there's not a lot of love lost between these fan bases either.
No, there's not. Started out in football, and now it's continuing with basketball. And Coach Price would like nothing more than to beat his old school.
See some of the young fans here today. A wonderful promotion in Lake Charles. They put up $2,000 to get the kids to show up. The largest student group with the most participation got $1,000. Also a $750 promotion we saw there at halftime, and one super fan of the game is going to get $250. So I don't know how that affects their eligibility, but that would entice me to come out to the old arena tonight.
In Burton Complex here, a multi-faceted complex. Something big's going to start here tomorrow in Louisiana.
I love it. Marsh Madness. Girls and boys state basketball tournaments, and girls go first, of course. So through the 3rd through the 14th of March, there's going to be a lot of basketball here in this building. You love that logo, right? The Marsh Madness. In St. Louis for the Missouri Valley, they have their Arch Madness outside the Arch, but it's Marsh here in Louisiana. Guidry needs a shot. Let's see, coming out of the timeout if they post him up.
They're doing a nice job because they have help on him every time he puts the ball on the floor. Look at that help.
Look at the strength, though, to muscle that up.
Yeah, the wherewithal to come against 2 defenders, plus more help when he went toward the rim.
Now our first media timeout. Lamar down 1 at the break, now up 7 here at McNeese.
McNeese State University, one of the best regional universities in the South, is one of just a few universities in the nation to offer the new innovation minor. Students from all disciplines learn an accelerated, systematic approach to concept development and problem solving, and then work in teams to analyze real-world cases and develop solutions. For 75 years, McNeese has been igniting and inspiring innovation, and its graduates are prepared to transform the world.
The Countdown to Katy, March 11th through 15th at the Merrill Center. Go to Ticketmaster.com or Southland School ticket offices.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones,
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar.
Bistro-style dining.
Private bedrooms.
Close to home.
15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
and doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
Lamar's jumped out to a 7-point lead, and coming into the second half, Neil, I posed the question to you, what might separate these teams? And you talked about second chance opportunities and putbacks, and you have a number to back that up.
Yeah, we do. 15-2, Lamar with second chance opportunities. Also in the rebounding category, Lamar's winning the rebound battle 23-14, a big difference, and more specifically, 9-2 on the offensive glass.
Before the timeout, Deshare Guidry heading to the free throw line. He's a couple of rebounds shy of another double-double, which would be his 20th of the season.
Yeah, you could tell he was getting a little frustrated. Really wasn't getting the basketball, and then when he did, he had to go against two defenders, so got in the scoring column here in the second half, and hopefully it'll help his second half output.
Quick answer on the other end by Ladaboudiere. So that's a dozen for the Jamaica native, and he's really been the difference in this second half,
He
too.
really has, on the glass as well as at the basket. Able to score on a few easy chippies.
Keelan Garrett, good feed to Guidry, tried to shovel that up and couldn't get it up over the rim, but another foul.
They're just playing Guidry a lot tighter here in the second half, and not allowing him to be able to catch the ball as easy. So a little frustration on Guidry's face, but he knows he's going to get fouled, so you've got to step up. The big fella's got to step up and put him in.
That's a good point. It doesn't matter how you get your points. If they want to put him on the stripe, if he can knock him in, he'll get his points there. Baker's dozen for the 6'5" senior from here in Lake Charles. He'll get one of two. Both teams have left some points at the free throw line. Remember, Lamar has not won here against the Cowboys and McNeese since that 97-98 season. There's another steal from Kevin Hardy. Numbers are there. 3-on-1 to the rim goes Keelan Garrett in the finish.
Nice transition that time by the Cowboys. Great ball sharing.
So in a half where they've struggled to score, defense turning into some offense.
A 2-3 zone instituted by the Cowboys.
Owens went up high to catch, continues to the rim, left it short. There's another second chance opportunity. Ross was fouled by Hardy, and Hardy can't believe it. He thought he had his hands on the basketball. Instead, he gets whistled for the personal, and that'll be his third, and that's a player the Cowboys can't afford to lose.
Again, great ball movement against the 2-3 zone. And right now, the offensive glass is being dominated by the Cardinals, and that's the difference in this contest.
Kevin Hardy might have a beef looking at that replay.
But you know how it is sometimes in the game of basketball. The team that's more aggressive and getting after it a little bit harder, you just seem to get the calls a little more often.
It's amazing how that works.
Kind of reward effort, right?
You talk about 50-50 balls, and it's usually the team playing harder that wins their share of those. Ross, a transfer from Southwest Mississippi Community College. He's now scored 13, so he and Holiday combined for the team's scoring lead, and that lead back up to 7 for the Cards. Keelan Garrett, 2 big steps. Hey, he took a page out of the book at James Harden with that drive to the rim.
My goodness.
It's 11 for Keelan Garrett, trying to keep the Cowboys close here in the second.
Ballet steps through the lane.
It's amazing when you go to high school games, the number of kids that try to emulate that. Of course, it's usually called a travel at that level.
Yeah, you don't usually get an extra step like you get in the NBA, or 2.
Deflection by Poche. It'll stay Cardinals ball, 13 to shoot.
It's all about the poetry in motion, right?
Does help the officials. They get caught up in that. You watch the pretty move to the basket, you forget to blow your whistle.
They all practice the elongation of the step.
Cardinals team that off a 4-win season last year can clinch a winning season with a W tonight. That pass intended for Booz went right into the bench.
Nice interior defense that time by the Cowboys.
Just feels like, Neil, in the last, say, 2 or 3 minutes, the defensive intensity has been ratcheted up by McNeese.
No question.
Some scoring from Keelan Garrett hasn't hurt. Not a good shot there, kind of threw that up wildly, but a jump was called, the arrow in favor of the Cardinals.
Yeah, McNeese had a good look at the basket that time.
Lamar with a 5-point lead and the ball. About 8 minutes into the second half from the Burton Coliseum in Lake Charles. Booz with a hard entry pass to Ross. He looked like he shuffled the feet, but it was the offensive foul that was called. Lowered his shoulder a bit.
Gentry doing anything to try to get himself going, and hopefully that'll help. Did a nice job of standing in there, taking the brunt of the hit. Offensive foul.
Cardinals up by 5. We'll step aside. You see the retired jerseys hanging from the banners here at Burton Coliseum.
Joe Dumars, a stalwart here, and then moved on to the NBA. He's a big-time player, an all-star for the Detroit Pistons.
Of course, he has some ties to this program currently.
He does. His brother, David Dumars, in his 14th season as an assistant coach with the Cowboys.
5-point lead for Lamar. They've outscored the Cowboys by 6 here in the second half.
Joe Dumars, the microwave?
It was Vinnie Johnson, right?
That was Vinnie Johnson, okay.
That was a good Pistons unit. You think of Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn.
Oh my gosh, what a crew.
Just an easy takeaway from Marcus Owens. Owens at 18 in the matchup with McNeese earlier. Hit a couple of triples, but he's also had some important sequences for the visitors. Near interception. Booz able to get it back. We've seen a lot of deflected passes in the second half.
Nice job of getting out in the passing lane.
And the ball belongs to the Cowboys.
A lot of that has to do with the tight defense they're playing in a small area. They're not really spreading it out. They're keeping it real tight, getting their arms extended. A lot of deflections.
Poche left alone. There's Hardy again. My goodness. He has some ups, as the kids like to say, some hops.
He does.
See how high he gets above the rim. Hardy's going to come flying in. You'll see his hands, if nothing else.
Wow.
You're talking about a guy in Hardy. He's had more than 400 assists in his career. Another game or two, he will have more than 250 steals. Already this season, he's approaching 40 dunks. He'd like a few free throw makes, however.
Yeah, exactly. Felt that time that Poche kind of rushed that shot a little bit early than they needed to. Just need to be a little more patient like they were in the first half.
Austin Lewis back in off the Cowboys bench. And Kevin Hardy's going to take a breather. So Anthony Holiday running the point for Lamar. He had some early baskets. He's been somewhat quiet since.
Again, working against a 2-3 zone. The best way to break that down is to pass and penetrate.
Holiday a contested 3 up over Deshari Guidry, a big hit.
Another big basket for the Lamar Cardinals. You know, the Cowboys come back, and then the Cardinals just bury key shots.
Feels like this second half has been played at the pace to their liking.
Exactly. They cut the lead to 4.
Poche got his hand on it. In fact, he gets the rebound. Here comes Guidry down the lane, switches hands, but he missed. Keelan Garrett thought about that 3. He'll go baseline instead. Good extra pass. Burr from the corner.
Yeah, great patience on offense that time by the Cowboys. A couple of crucial offensive boards, and it pays off in the end.
Burr with 5 points after that hit. Here's a kid that scored 11 points in his first game at Michigan State, so not scared of the big stage.
No.
See if Holiday can answer with another one. He's starting to heat up. 19 points, and he's hit 5 3-point goals.
Yeah, very effective.
Guidry competing for that rebound, couldn't get it. Cardinals have a chance to take their largest lead of the game and a throwaway from Jones instead.
Yeah, a little too fast. Last time the Cardinals walked it up, they utilized the high post. The defense collapsed. They kicked it out. Got a great shot from the wing. That time they're just a little fast.
Cardinals made a quick substitution at that last dead ball, and they will bring in Preston Mattingly. See number 22 right there in the corner of your screen. His father, Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly, former Yankee and, of course, Dodger manager. Mattingly thought it should have been a foul on Guidry, and Guidry the hit. So Mattingly, his first minutes, he was indoctrinated. Guidry has 15 points. So the Cowboys trying to get a big stop here. We're nearing the 8-minute mark to go in this game. Holiday has been red hot, goes for another. This time his hand was in his face, but there's a rebound. Mattingly was blocked. Mattingly wanted the goaltending. Here comes Garrett, back to Hardy, the basket, and one.
Just what the doctor ordered, a transition opportunity. Little Harlem Globetrotter back and forth, 2-on-1, lays it in on the rim, and right back in the middle of the action are the Cowboys.
Mattingly wanted a goaltending. Let's see. Neil, your thoughts? It looked like that's still going up to me.
Yeah, it's on the way up. It's a great call. Great no call.
Mattingly had several years of minor league baseball before he came back to college. You're talking about a guy 24, 25 years old.
Oh, wow.
And Kevin Hardy with a 3-point play. All of a sudden, we've got quite a game. A 2-point lead for Lamar. As far as Mattingly, I was doing the last ever broadcast from Dodger Town in Vero Beach. Working a game with Bill Brown for the Astros. That's a big 3-pointer from Sears. We had a young man hit a home run. We weren't told who it was. We had no idea. Who was it that hit the home run? It was Preston Mattingly.
Oh, my gosh.
3-pointer for Keelan Garrett. Here we go with the pace.
Gosh, they are on fire. Fans are on their feet.
This is the pace and the scoring that we had for about 10 or 12 minutes early in the first half.
And it's all been precipitated by the defense of the Cowboys.
Kevin Hardy on the push, threw it up off the glass, couldn't get the hit. And all of a sudden a chance for a run out. Here comes Sears against Garrett. He couldn't hit. Labadiere will go up and score.
Yeah, heads up play by Labadiere of coming down, following the shot, cleaning up the mess by his teammate and putting it in.
Already we've had more points scored in this game than the first contest in its entirety in Beaumont. Won by Lamar. Also, it was a 5-point game. They lead by 4 here. Guidry all along going for another triple. He's feeling it. 18 for Guidry, exceeding his season average.
And he's found the fire here in the second half.
Talking about a man who goes 17 and 11. That's just about where he's at. 18 points, 10 rebounds. Lamar has led by as many as 8. Right now their lead is 1. Sears a wild shot, and Guidry can't believe it. a bit of a bailout call. It looked like Sears was out of control. Guthrie can't believe it. Timeout on the floor. 6:15 to play. Don't go anywhere. Good game in Lake Charles. Guthrie with a big hit, but it's the Cardinals by 1. .6:15 to play from Lake Charles. See that drive to the basket and the foul. Cowboy approves, but Neil, it's been the three-point shooting that continues to amaze for both teams.
It has. My goodness. 42.9% from behind the arc for Lamar. Unbelievable shooting here. Again, the second half started out a little shaky for both teams, and then both teams have gathered some momentum. They've gotten into transition basketball. They picked up the pace. They've gotten in rhythm, and it's been a great contest.
Cowboys 8 of 12 from beyond that arc, but as we went to break, the foul on Guidry will send Dontavius Sears, the Memphis native, to the free throw line.
Yeah, McNeese 5 of 7 from beyond the arc, 71%. Unfathomable.
Sears a 68% free throw shooter with the miss. Trying to make this a 2-point lead for Lamar. Can't do it. And Guidry has 10th rebound, so that's a double-double. His 20th double-double of the season.
My goodness.
That's amazing. You're talking about a guy, Neil, at 6'5". It's not like he's 6'10".
No. And he plays many times out on the perimeter, so he has to come in to rebound.
Pretty shot from Kevin Hardy. And it's the Cowboys back in front by a point. That is our 8th lead change of the game. We expected a back and forth game. It's lived up to the billing.
Oh, yes.
Holiday, nice ball fake. Did not pull the trigger. Owens will. Owens can't hit. Competing for the rebound. Lotte Baudier, he lost it. Who else? Hardy with the steal. 3-on-2 come the Cowboys. Guidry goes with a left hand. Can't get it. And a missed opportunity for McNeese. Holiday's going to go all the way to the rim. Drew the contact. And no chance for a three-point play. If that whistle's on Guidry, that'll be his 3rd. It is not on him. It's on Hugo Chukwu. And I've been waiting to say that all night. Louisville, Texas.
I'm glad you had to say it first.
Number 31 with the foul. Meanwhile, Holiday to the line, shooting for his 20th point of the night. We featured Holiday in the open. We talked about the fact he's been to the free throw line more than 150 times this season.
And he shares the ball so well.
So another lead change. Lamar up by 1. Cowboys with the basketball. Well, there's your field goal numbers. Impressive shooting. Guidry on the push, tried to hang in the air. He probably didn't need to do that.
No, he didn't. Great defense that time by the Cardinals inside.
Well, a man with his size needs to embrace the contact and not shy away from it.
Correct. There were 2 men, 1 on each side. All he had to do is lean into either one and get to the free throw line.
Holiday beats Garrett. Sears will launch up the triple and rain it in. Dontavius Sears has scored 8. Poche trying to answer. And that ball hoosed off. Officials look at each other. And we'll sort it out when we come back. 3:59 to play. It's the Cardinals back up by 4 here at McNeese.
State University.
One of the best regional universities in the South is one of just a few universities in the nation to offer the new innovation minor. Students from all disciplines learn an accelerated, systematic approach to concept development and problem solving, and then work in teams to analyze real-world cases and develop solutions. For 75 years, McNeese has been igniting and inspiring innovation, and its graduates are prepared to transform the world.
I discovered Lamar University.
I looked at all types of schools.
Big ones, small ones,
Ivy League and private.
Then I found Lamar. Bistro-style dining.
Private bedrooms.
Close to home.
15 NCAA Division I sports.
World-class professors.
Who actually know my name.
Undergraduate, master's,
And doctoral degrees.
Lamar University. Visit us online at beacardinal.com.
You know, diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.
It's a 4-point lead for Lamar. Our game tonight, this rivalry game between the Cowboys and the Cardinals, presented by Universal Coin and Bullion. Go to the website universalcoin.com. Thanks to them for bringing you this game tonight. And what a game we've had back and forth. It looked like Lamar at one point, Neil, in this second half was beginning to pull away. They led by 8. The Cowboys came back, regained the lead, but it's the Cardinals again establishing that small 4-point cushion.
Yeah, they keep having these 4 and 6-0 runs and allows them to stay ahead and still winning the glass battle by 10 right now. 32-22 in favor of Lamar.
It's given them that big lead in second chance points, and right now a 4-point cushion.
Second chance points, 19 by Lamar, only 6 for the Cowboys.
Tough shot from the corner. Who else? Keelan Garrett. 4 triples tonight. It's a 1-point game.
My gosh, he was on the end of the bench shooting that one.
Felt like he was fading out of bounds, but he got the hit. So Keelan Garrett trying to keep these Cowboys close. You wanted that third score, and he stepped up.
Oh, he has.
See where Lamar goes to answer. Owens didn't pull the trigger on the triple. Holiday to the rim, wildly threw one up, and another whistle going against the Cowboys.
Yeah, had 2 defenders around him and did a nice job of leaning into the defender. Holiday just so good with that first step. Look how effective he gets into the lane there and finishes at the rim with 2 foul attempts. Holiday just knows how to play the game and establish the contact.
Quan Jones ready to come in. That's a good analysis on Holiday. So quick off that dribble, that first step. And he's also scored 22 points.
Leading scorer in this contest.
Once again, this Lamar team banned from the postseason because of APR issues, something that they will get corrected, but they know this game and one more, all they have left. There will be no KD tournament, really magnifying the importance of trying to win this game, disrupt somebody's season, and also clinch that winning campaign.
Yeah, exactly. Cardinals looking for a clean sweep of the Cowboys this season. A tight one down in Beaumont, a 5-point difference.
Cowboys down 3, running out of time, inside 3 minutes to play. Desharet Guidry on the push, another wild scoop shot. He drew the contact there.
Yeah, he goes up, he sees the defender on his hip. He did a nice job of establishing contact that time and getting to the line. 2 big free throws for Guidry coming up.
Timeout first. You see that scoop attempt, and he was visibly frustrated with himself after that foul for not being able to get the hit, the and one opportunity. But you're right, free throws have been maybe the subplot in this game, the way both teams have shot from the field and beyond the arc. Both have left points from the stripe, and to that point, Lamar just 9 of 16, The Cowboys 8 of 16 from the line. Quick 30-second timeout, 2:47 to play. Lamar's next game, they will host Sam Houston State on the 5th. Meanwhile, McNeese on the 8th, they will host Central Arkansas. That's it, and this regular season is over, and Tick Price knows that he has a chance tonight, come back to his former school and steal a win.
Be a big one for the Cardinals. In quite a while since the Cardinals have felt victory here in Lake Charles.
Couple of big free throws, as they all will be from here on out, for Desharet Guidry. And the frustrations continue. Teams have hit three-pointers, contested shots, in traffic. They haven't hit the free ones. 1 of 2 for Guidry. He scored 19 tonight. 2-point lead for Lamar. Cardinals control the basketball. Both teams in the bonus, the arrow in favor of the Cowboys as we near the 2-minute mark. Owen's got the step, clean block, but he gets the ball back. Shot clock doesn't reset. Holiday has to hoist from NBA range, no good. Guidry trying to keep the rebound alive, and he just has a knack for finding the basketball.
Yeah, he really does. Big rebound that time by McNeese.
Cowboys a chance to tie or take the lead as we go inside. 2 minutes from the Burton Coliseum, the Southland Conference game. The clear out. Hardy got the step, couldn't finish. Guidry the putback. We're tied at 66.
Yeah, 2 big plays for Guidry. One the defensive board, that time the offensive glass.
So this game tied again. Let's see where the Cardinals go for points. Holiday content to run some of that shot clock. Boy, a near steal from Poche. Again, the Cardinals have to go. Shot clock at 5. There's that hard step from Holiday to the rim. More contact.
And if I'm Lamar, I'm going to put the ball in the hands of Holiday, allow Holiday to create, allow Holiday to run that thing, and if he sees the opening like he did, he's going to take off for the rim.
Where's the help defense here, though, Neil? Late, right?
Yeah, very late.
You saw that C part the lane. You didn't see the Cowboys converging until it was too late.
Exactly. He's so good on the bounce. So good in one-on-one situations of breaking down the defender and getting in the lane.
He's also hit his free throws tonight, and he will add his 24th point, and it puts the Cardinals back up by 1. Cardinals bench up saying box out on the miss, but Holiday, of course, hoping he just rains one in again. No good. Guidry the pull. For most of this second half, the Cardinals have pretty much had the lead, but with a basket here, the Cowboys can regain the advantage nearing the 1-minute mark. Hardy again on the push. He was blocked. Ross got a hand on it and gets the ball back.
It's all about taking care of the ball now, running the shot clock down.
Cardinals could run the game clock to right around 26, 25 seconds if they wait into the very end.
I'd spread it out. I'd let Holiday do his thing at about 5 or 6.
Southland Conference defensive player Kevin Hardy on him. Holiday got the step. He got away with a walk, and there's a block called. Guidry again, can't believe it, down in the paint. It looked like Holiday kind of skidded to a stop, but he gets the foul, and he'll go back to the stripe. See if he slid here at the end.
It's hard to tell from that angle.
Did the blocking foul come first, or was there a shuffle to the feet? Shot clock will be shut off with 31.5 to play. Cardinals with a 1-point lead, and Holiday back to the line where he just hit 1 of 2.
Yeah, how crucial are both of these free throws?
Timeout, Cowboys.
McNeese will call a timeout. Neil, just a couple of moments ago, you talked about Anthony Holiday. When the shot clock winds down, it's his opportunity, and really it's been no surprise in the last few minutes. It's his chance to create.
Yeah, it is. That's who you go to. You go to your go-to man. You put it on his shoulders, and you let him do what he does best, and that is get to the rim, either score or get to the free throw line, and that's exactly what he does. He's just going to have to knock these down in order to put them up by 3, and still keep it at a 1-possession game, but it would be a 3-point game.
Quick reset, you see the score, both teams in the bonus. The next foul by the Cowboys puts Lamar in the double bonus, arrow in favor of McNeese. And it was the Cowboys who led by 1 point at the half. Lamar built their lead as large as 8 in the second half. But they've had a couple of empty possessions here on some drives to the basket by Hardy when he hasn't been able to get the foul or the hoop.
Yeah, haven't been able to finish when they need to, but wouldn't surprise me when they come down to get the ball to Guidry and let him do his thing.
Guidry is not disappointed, 21 points. Meanwhile, the man heading to the stripe, Anthony Holiday, has scored a game best 24.
Holiday 50-50 from the last 2 free throws. We'll see if he can nail both of these. Check that 1-and-1 situation here.
Still 1 in the bonus.
Thought they called a shooting foul on that.
He'll earn the second regardless here. 25 for Holiday. Averages 14 a game, but Holiday has far exceeded that tonight. 26. And all right, Neil, do you look for a 3 or do you go for a quick 2?
I think with 31 seconds, you find the best shot you can get. 31 seconds is a lot of time.
Guidry falling backwards. What's the call?
Well, I think he was bailed out.
Donovan Ross, the blocking foul, so it'll be the 19th foul, 1-and-1 for Deshary Guidry.
Yeah, a little incidental contact there, I thought. But
Timeout, Lamar.
now Lamar's turn to call a timeout, 23.4 seconds to play. They're going to let Guidry think about this. He's had some issues tonight at the stripe.
He has.
So it's a 3-point lead for Lamar. Cardinals entering play 9-7 in Southland Conference action, 15-13 overall. So, you know, you have to give Tick Price credit for what he's been able to accomplish coming off that campaign that he filled in at the very end last year.
Right.
But that's a team that went 4-26.
My goodness. Now, whether he makes 1 free throw here or 2 free throws here, they're going to have to foul. The determination is win. Better sooner than later. You don't want them to walk down, run 10, 12 seconds off the clock because they're not going to shoot the basketball. They're going to be up by either 3, 2, or 1 after these free throws.
I say you foul the first time somebody other than Holiday touches it.
Exactly. And that's it. That's what the assistant coaches are for as well. They're charting who shoots the free throws well, who doesn't. That's their job.
1 in the bonus for Guidry, and a big free throw to earn the second.
Returning for the Cardinals, the 24 Quan Zone.
So the senior from Lake Charles playing in his last Lamar McNeese game, trying to make this a 1-point contest, 23 seconds to play, and he'll hit a couple of clutch shots.
And that's a good timeout.
So now Coach Simmons and the Cowboys can discuss just what we were debating. How early do you go for the foul? Do you try and trap first? And with 23 seconds, you have that luxury of maybe trying to get a steal.
Yeah, you're going to have some full court pressure. I think you go for the steal first, you foul second, and then you need to determine who you're going to foul.
The Cardinals up by 1 at the Burton Coliseum. Really a tremendous showcase game here for the Southland Conference. You think about what Stephen F. Austin was able to do for the Southland last year, going to the tournament, knocking off ECU before losing to UCLA. Sam Houston, they might be a team that has a chance to win in Katy despite being upset this weekend. And this has been a tremendous back and forth rivalry game to put on TV tonight.
I agree. It's just what we looked for, just what we thought it would be. You know, sometimes it looks good on paper, but until you actually play the game, you never know what's going to happen. Just been a great contest.
The Lamar coaches wanted clarification. They were free to run the baseline, and they are after that made free throw. And you can see where maybe they're concerned about getting the ball in bounds if McNeese wants to put some pressure on. Marcus Owens will trigger the inbounds for Lamar, and you see the backcourt pressure thrown on. Kevin Hardy fronting Owens, and it's into Holiday. Once he gets rid of the ball, it went through the hands briefly of Quan Jones, and he lost it out of bounds.
My goodness.
Watch this one again. Lamar wants a timeout now to set up their defense, Neil.
You've just got to keep people out of the paint. You've got to extend your defense above the arc. You've got to force them to take a tough shot. Hopefully you can work the shot clock down to 3 and 4 where they're taking a shot that's not the best possible shot for them.
This is probably the best angle here to see this ball land out of bounds.
Yeah, his right foot there on the line. My goodness.
All right, Neil, Dave Simmons and the Cowboys, a chance to win here. They could hold for the final shot. What do you look for them to draw up in the huddle?
I think you try to get the. I think you try to get the ball to the rim. I really do. I don't. You can always settle for a jumper anytime, a three-point shot or a long two. I think you try to get the ball in the paint and create. And I think you try to do it within the first 10 seconds.
Kevin Hardy will inbound. Jemiah Burr controls, ball back in the hands of Kevin Hardy.
I think you've got to go early.
Hardy looking up at the game clock. Hardy driving for the lead. The Cowboys up by a point. Anthony Holiday.
No timeout.
He's going to have to go. The three-pointer doesn't go, and the Cowboys survive, and they win by a point. And the senior, Kevin Hardy, with the basket that gives his team the win. What a finish here in Lake Charles.
Well, they got the ball to the rim, and that's exactly the look they wanted, and it worked out for the Cowboys.
Neil, you were exactly right. They went early, and they also went to the rim, and probably no surprise, it was Kevin Hardy created.
It was. Couldn't have asked for anybody else to get it done for them.
We'll step aside and come back to Burton Coliseum. The Cowboys survive, and they knock off the Cardinals by a point, 70-69. Cowboys win it by a point over Lamar, 70-69, and Jeff Powers standing by with a happy Cowboy.
Tasharic Gidry joining us now, 23 points, 13 rebounds. That's only your 20th double-double this season. That's amazing. What a win for McNeese.
Yes, sir. It feels real good. A lot of energy here. Good cross, good rival. Hats off to Lamar. They played a good game, and we just, we found a way to pull it off.
You lost this team in a game that you led by 9 points last time. What was the difference this time around? You just kind of hung tough.
Yeah, we just hung tough. We knew it was going to be a war from the beginning to the end. And like I said, we just fought tough until the end, and there was a lot of energy, and we're just so glad to win this game, glad to put it off.
How big is this win as you get ready for the Southland Conference tournament? You got one more game, and then it's off to Katy.
That's a big win for us, good turnaround for us. And like I said, we need to go into the conference tournament with a lot of energy and a lot of confidence, and this is a big game to go into it with.
Final thoughts to Shark?
Great win, a lot of energy, and it was just good to play and good to come out with the win.
Very good. Shark, Gidry, let's send it back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. What a finish tonight. Kevin Hardy, of course, had the game-winning basket, a drive to the rim. His last matchup in this rivalry. What a tremendous contest here in Southland Conference basketball.
Yeah, it was. Hardy with 11 of his 19 points in the second half. He was 0 of 2 from the line in the first half, comes back, hits 3 of 7 in the second. The difference in this contest.
There were a couple of times it just felt like Lamar was maybe one basket away from taking hold of this game, but they weren't able to get it.
No, the lockdown defense by the Cowboys in the latter part of the second half was the difference also.
Let's take a look at our final stats. Again, tonight it was a 70-69 win for McNeese. And as far as the shooting percentage goes, the Cowboys shot 52%, Lamar 46%. How about each team, Neil, hitting 9 three-point baskets tonight?
Unbelievable shooting tonight.
Your final thoughts, Neil?
Just a great contest here. The Cowboys able to come back after getting beat by 5 points in Lamar just a number of days ago. Able to come back here and just get it done when it counted on the hands of Kevin Hardy.
Lamar still has one more opportunity to clinch a winning season. I know they wanted to do it today. They also wanted to sweep the Cowboys. I know McNeese felt like maybe that game slipped away in Beaumont, so they were happy to find a way to get this one back late.
Yeah, they were. They found the way. They were down early in the first half, and they were down in the second half and just did a great job on the boards. Gidry came through, and then Hardy at the end, the one-on-one isolation to seal the deal.
So often in college basketball, the best players are freshmen and sophomores. You get a lot of one-and-dones. The one thing about conferences like the Southland, you see talented players who have been in this league for 4 years, like an Anthony Holiday, like a Kevin Hardy, and like a Deshari Gidry, and they put on a great show.
Yeah, they did. The seniors were just outstanding.
70-69, again, our final score tonight. McNeese over Lamar. So for Jeff Power and Neil Raphael and our entire crew, I'm Brett Dolan saying good night from the Burton Coliseum in Lake Charles. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Diversification is important and means more than owning different stocks. Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. I've been helping clients nationwide for 15 years diversify with gold. And I want to send you a free copy of our award-winning gold guide to help you choose the best gold options for you.
Get the answers you need about gold. Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE. That's 866-822-4843.